What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back with another review. Now, it is a good Friday because WizKids just dropped a bomb on us by not only showing us like not just the commons, not just the uncommons, but probably some rare and super rare sculpts from the new set Smash and Destroy. So let's get into it. So we know that from the first dial of the 001 Hulk that we saw, we know that we're going to get multiple Hulks that you can kind of upgrade into. So we get to see that not once, not twice, but three times with the same Hulk sculpt, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but we'll probably get him in the common, uncommon, and maybe the rare slot that he can upgrade. In the last one, he's holding a rock in his hand, so it's the same sculpt, only the hand is different. So we're going to see that. We're going to see some Hulk busters. We're going to see some like general type characters, and we're going to probably see some, from what I've seen, some smash and destroy. I mean, not smash and destroy, some collateral damage or damage. I'm sorry, damage control. That was a comic that was around back in the day, which showed what happens after the heroes have these epic battles where they're destroying buildings and cars and stuff like that. Someone's got to clean it up. We've seen them also in the MCU already. That's where the Vulture came in the Spider-Man series. He came from that kind of damage control type of unit. So we get to see them. We also get to we know we're also going to see the Wrecking Crew, and they also kind of are in that damage control kind of look. So I'm just going to go by what we saw. I took some screenshots and I'm just going to break them down. So again, we saw these people. The second one we see Arcade. So now, anyone, if you know Arcade, last time we saw him was in the, I think, the House of X. Yeah, I think it was the House of X, or no, it was the X of Swords. We saw him as a super rare that made the murder bots. This time, we're probably going to see him move the terrain around. So he might be one of those characters that works like Black Beetle did in Masters of Time, where you put terrain down and he can shift it around because he warps Murder World to be exactly what he wants. So we'll see that. We're going to see two different Absorbent Men. One of the normal Absorbent Man, who probably, since we have Asgardians in this set, this one could be absorbing some Uru. Who knows? Maybe he works like the old LE used to, which was a fan favorite of mine. And we're going to see him when he's absorbed some Gamma for sure. So I'm excited to see what that actually looks like. So that should be very interesting. We're also going to see somebody I didn't definitely plan on seeing, and that was Craven the Hunter and his son Alyosha. So we just got Craven twice in the Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse set. So I was not expecting to see Alyosha so quickly, but I mean, I guess I'm here for it because we also get to see another Sinister Six character. So we're definitely, of course, going to see the Wrecking Crew, like I said before. It is a little bit disappointing that their sculpts are all looks like the same, just with different heads and hands and paint jobs. The Wrecker has his crowbar in his hand, and of course, not Pile Driver, but oh my gosh, what's the bull? No, not Bulldozer. Maybe Bulldozer, not Pile Driver. Anyways, Franklin, the smart one, he doesn't have his ball and chain. Neither does Absorbent Man. So I was kind of disappointed to see neither one of them have their ball and chain. We have seen them multiple times, and each one has always had their ball and chain with them somewhere on the dial or somewhere on the sculpt. So it's a little disappointing not to see it somewhere represented, but we're going to see the Wrecking Crew. We're also going to see Thori, which is Thor's dog, which that should be very fun. There is a nice Asgardian presence in this set, so I wasn't expecting that when it came to Smash and Destroy, but Thor, especially with some of the other characters that they have in there, did a lot of smashing and a lot of destroying. The first appearance of one of my favorite comics back in the day, the New Warriors, the Juggernaut shows up. He's fighting Thor, and the New Warriors show up, and they're just destroying stuff. So we got a lot of Asgardians. So seeing Thori is very cool. That's definitely one of my wants that I wanted in the War of the Realm set, and now we're gonna see it in here. So I'm very excited to see what that's gonna be like. We also get to finally know where Cap's kooky quartet comes from. Generally when they're gonna make these 400 point boxes, which I call the new fast forces. When we get these fast forces type figures, we're now gonna know that they're gonna be commons, uncommons, rare sculpts from sets. So we didn't know where they came from. I thought it was gonna be a future Avengers based set, but come to find out, it is smash and destroy. So to see the Hawkeye and the Captain America in the Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver come from this set. That's also very interesting because one figure that we know we're going to get is Magneto. We'll talk about him in a second. Another figure I was not expecting to see is Ant-Man. So not only are we getting Ant-Man, but we're getting like the Dark Ant-Man too, the irredeemable Ant-Man. We're getting him as well. So that's interesting. He might be probably a prime. The irredeemable Ant-Man is probably a prime. I was not expecting to see another Ant-Man so quick just because we just got Scott in the Collector Strove set, and that Ant-Man is pretty perfect. That's pretty spot on, Scott. Another person I was not expecting to see is the full representation of the first Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So we're going to see Toad. We're going to see the original Quicksilver, the original Scarlet Witch. I know we get a Magneto, and again, it's a little bit weird because we just are getting Magneto in his first appearance, which is also in that time frame in the Iconics, the X-Men first appearance Iconics. So I'm hoping that not only do we get another, version. I'm just gonna say it. You can reuse that Magneto sculpt because it's amazing. You could reuse that Magneto sculpt, but I hope we get a new Mastermind as well. I love mind control, so getting another Mastermind piece is always going to be okay with me. We're also going to get Zax, the electricity-based monster that fights the Hulk all the time. It wasn't a lot of Hulk like villains. I was expecting more Hulk based villains in this set, and it really is like a myriad of different characters that we're seeing. So, but we're getting Zax. That is a fan favorite. I'm based on what this sculpt looks like. I'm definitely, unless they do a legacy card, I'm definitely sculpt swapping the very first one from Mutations and Monsters. I think it was. I'm definitely putting him, or Secret Invasion. It might have been. I'm definitely putting it on this sculpt because he's not big enough. I want him huge, and this one looks a little bit bigger than the average sculpt. But I'm hoping to yeah, if I get two of them, I'm definitely sculpt swapping. Another person we are getting to see is Quicksand. Now, my era of reading Thor on the actual off of the shelf was Quicksand was a big character. Her and Mongoose, they had like a whole run, like a whole arc where they were the villains and stuff like that. So seeing Quicksand in in this, set is the moment that I saw her sculpt previewed, I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. I cannot wait to get her. And this sculpt looks really, really good just in the video because that's probably how it's gonna look in person. Another figure that I'm really pumped to see is Hazmat. So this Hazmat, she's all clear plastic, which I'm very excited to see. I was not expecting to see Hazmat. It makes me a little sad because we aren't getting the rest of Avengers Academy. I like teams. If you're gonna make one, I want the whole team in a set, just because then you don't have to sprinkle them in, and that way you don't have to fit them into another set. So I'm waiting to see. Again, we haven't seen the complete set, but I think this is most of it. But we'll see. It looks like we might be getting another arcade. I don't know if they just put arcade on here twice. I don't know. We didn't see a lot of prime. I just from where the sculpts were, I couldn't see a lot of prime rings. So maybe they're doing like a lot of the AB type of thing, which I think they need to utilize a lot more. But no, we're seeing another Taskmaster. This Taskmaster, I hope he is better than the Empire version. The Empire version was not it. So WizKids, all my fingers are crossed that this version of Taskmaster is legit, because the best Taskmaster, in my opinion, was the Chase from the Black Widow movie Gravity Feed set. She was absolutely amazing. So I hope we get this version of Tony Masters is amazing. Now this this next gripe that I have, this figure that I have to talk about, is Goliath. This is Bill Foster, and he looks like he is doing part of the YMCA dance. Why? Because he is not holding up any kind of brick or stone or anything. Now, I am praying that he comes with something that goes in his hands. It looked, because just to have his sculpt kind of like he's doing, like holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa and all those pictures that people take, I'm not digging that. And I would have to probably sculpt swap and put the other one where he's super huge onto this dial. And if he is a giant, then he's way too small. He should be bigger. He should be bigger than the Juggernaut, or as big as the Juggernaut, and he definitely is not. He's just a little bit bigger than Taskmaster. So I'm hoping that they that I'm hoping that he comes with something that we just can't see, that you can put in his hands to make it look like he's holding something. Because if not, now I gotta go find a rock or something like that, or I gotta go take the extra rock that I have from Molly, from the Runaways, and put it in his hand, because he can't just be sitting there holding on to floating air like that. It's no bueno, no bueno. Another piece that I wasn't expecting to see but makes a lot of sense is the Rhino. Again, we just got the Spider-Verse set. So many different Spider-Man rogues in that set, but no Rhino. And now I know why, because he is in this set, which makes a lot of sense because he is always smashing, always destroying something. So the sculpt looks nice. Looks like he's about to, smash down on something. So that should be interesting to see. Some pieces that I was not expecting is, if you play Marvel Snap, a piece that you're gonna recognize is Wave. So if you watch the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus, which is an amazing show, go watch it. You'll recognize Pearl. When they said Pearl, who Pearl is, she is the character called Wave, which if you play Marvel Snap, or if you just read the comics, you will know that that is the same character. So we should be seeing a lot of water terrain manipulation. Maybe she'll be the Marvel version of Poseidon that we saw in Masters of Time, and I think that would be great. Namor loves friends that help, flood the map, because why not? And the zombie shark that they just put out, which I need at least three of them. So also we get to see the Destroyer again. Again, this is not a piece that I was planning to see with the Smash and Destroy. But again, when you tell me there's lots of Asgardians, then he makes some sense. Now, we know we also got a whole bunch of equipment. Now, is he going to work like an equipment where you can equip him onto somebody? That would be a really cool take on the Destroyer if he maybe has like 8 clicks of life, one KO click, and then maybe 3 clicks, kind of like the glider equipment, where you can put, you can click somebody onto there, and then you can kind of wear the Destroyer armor like people have in the past, or utilize the Destroyer armor. Maybe you can, take somebody, put them on the sideline like Loki has done, or, other people have done, and use the Destroyer armor from the sidelines. But knowing the Destroyer armor is in here, I'm waiting to see. It's one of my favorite characters kind of in comics. It's just a thing that just kind of comes and destroys things. So it kind of makes sense that in a Smash and Destroy, that the Destroyer is there. The sculpt looks very cool, I will say. Also, the Super Rare Pile Driver, I assume that since the Wrecking Crew all have the same sculpt, that they might just put them in the common and uncommon slots, and he might be the rare, or maybe even super rare. I hope he does something good. I hope they usually make the Wrecking Crew have some kind of synergy. So I'm waiting to see what that's gonna be. I hope it's good. Just that's it. I love villains, so make them good. And I'm good with it. Two more figures that I was not expecting to see again in this piece or in this set that I'm really excited to see is Debris and Arrow. Again, if you read comics, or if you play Marvel Snap, you will definitely know what these characters are all about. They are all about moving things around and making debris, and clogging things up. So Debris definitely probably will be one of those things where I would love to see her be a thing where you can't break um walls or something like that, because like she makes so much debris, you just can't break through it. I would love to see something like that. Or Arrow, for some switching of positions and things of that nature, like maybe like she does in Marvel Snap, but she controls wind and air and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see how she is done. It looks like a super rare sculpt for both of them. So that should be very interesting. Also, we have what looks to be one of the goats that pulls Thor's mighty chariot. I'm hoping that's what it is. I also hope that now this is a brown goat, which leads me to believe that this might be a generic, and then we might see the white goats, which are traditionally the goats that pull Thor's mighty chariot are white. So this might be a generic, like Asgardian goat, kind of like how they're doing like the unicorn and all these like random things. Maybe this is just an enchanted goat or of some kind, or Asgardian goat, and then we'll get to see the two goats that pull Thor's chariot or in Odin's chariot too, that have names to them. We'll get to see them maybe in the higher rarity slots to do something different. Maybe they'll even work like equipment where they can zoom you around and different things like that. We saw it in Love and Thunder movie. We saw the goats be kind of prominent for travel, so maybe we can see them again like that. We're also going to see Betty Ross in this set as the Harpy. Now, if you read the Immortal Hulk series, you will definitely notice her from this series, and this pose is right out of the comic. We might even see a prime version of this sculpt as the Red Harpy. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Also, I mean, we just got a Juggernaut who is tearing things up, is a great figure. Shout out to the design team on that Juggernaut piece. But this new Juggernaut, this is the more recent version of Juggernaut that we've seen, with the marks on the mask and everything. That is definitely more of the current look of the Juggernaut. So I'm waiting to see. I mean, the sculpt looks 12 out of 10, him busting through the wall. So we definitely know he is either a super rare or more likely a chase. So I'm waiting to see what that actually looks like, dial wise, because the bar for the Juggernaut is set super duper high. But all in all, that's what we saw. There were a few pieces that I didn't recognize off of just seeing them because it's far enough away that I couldn't see some of the detail. One of the people looked like their arms are kind of elongated, and I was like, well, that can be Sandman. We did see Craven, who we've already just, I mean, we saw Sandman in Spider-Verse, but we also saw Craven, and we're getting to see someone who looks like a sand type of thing. That look of sand, and his arms are long. So it could be Sandman. It could be maybe, I don't think it's Molten Man, but it could be potentially. But it looks like it might be Sandman in that form as well. There's a few other characters that they passed by so quick. Even when I stopped and kind of looked at them, I didn't recognize who they are. So I'm excited to see what they are. I'm excited to see all the pieces that we haven't seen. We know that there's a Freya standing on her sword that's in the set. We do know there's a Magneto. We know there's a Titania that we didn't get to see. So there's a few sculpts in here that weren't shown in this video. So I do know probably like maybe some of the super rares and some of the chases. Definitely probably all the chases, unless Juggernaut is one we didn't get to see yet. So I'm excited to see. But so far, this set has smashed and destroyed what I thought the set was going to be. I thought it was going to be a Hulk based set. I really thought this was going to be heavy into the Hulk mythos, and the people that fought. I was expecting a Benjamin Grimm in this set. I was like, oh, the Thing is perfect. The Thing and the Hulk get together. We know we definitely going to see a long haired Hulk. Maybe we'll see a Scar. I hope we see a Scar, or maybe they might relegate him to a legacy card. I don't know. That makes me also think, what will the legacy cards be for this set? If this is what the set is, then what are the legacy cards? But with that being the case, what say you? What do you think of what we've seen so far? And it's like, I think it's like a minute and almost 2 minutes video of, just seeing the figures. What do you think? Does this make you want to buy some more, or buy into the set? Are you not really digging it? What do you think of the sculpts and everything like that? What do you think of the character selection? Leave your comments below. As always, I love to see what the comments are. I love to talk Heroclix. I just had to drop my reaction real fast because, like you, I am shocked and stunned. But with that being the case, it is your super sketch artist, Antonio. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others. Go be super.